finals before. However, they are looking strong lately, coming back here into the Diamond Division. So looking forward to seeing what kind of competition we got here tonight. With that said, of course, joined by Minnie once again. Minnie, we got, this should be interesting. Obviously, ultimately, we're hoping for a great series as catches and everything, but, Sync does have that potential to run other teams over. So we'll see what we get here tonight.
That's true. I'm really looking forward to it, though, because, we haven't really seen this new Reason. Reason I've always played Sync before, but this sort of new team in terms of the new players, but also it feels like a new mentality from Reason as well. Obviously, they were in Gold Division last cycle, and I feel that Gold Division cycle was actually a blessing in disguise because it felt like they got their strats together, they got their mentality together, they got their motivation together, and I think this is probably the best Reason they've ever been before. And I think, honestly, if there's anyone that's going to beat Sync, I think it's going to be Reason. I think, obviously, Tree have a great team and all, but at times they can be a little bit, go on tilt, for example. Whereas Reason, I don't know, they feel a lot more experienced team, and I think, this is the team that can give it to Sync. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. It should be fun. What's kind of interesting here too is that Sync, again, they're also in a spot, as we pointed out, where when it comes to points, they're in first place. They're going to be first place no matter what happens pretty much the rest of the season here. They could, lose out here and finish 8th place next cycle, and they would still get first place overall. So from that aspect, they're good to go. They're going to Thailand in that sense, and they're going to be one of the two teams at least representing our region going to Thailand, and of course, deservingly so, safe to say. But of course, there is still a lot to play for, the biggest one being money. Again, this is the biggest prize pool we've had for any cycle in Hunter Season 1, 2, or 3 of nearly $40,000 in total. So it's safe to say, if anything, they're playing for that, as well as, there's always the pride thing, as I like to bring up. But so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out from there, too. But now, we got picks to talk about. We're already going through this quite quickly here. In fact, one more band to go, then we're in the next year of picks. But this Puppet Master coming out from Reason. Tremble, Andromeda, Dr. Repulsor. Oh, man, seeing that Tremble over there, I'm scared for Reason Gaming.
I think I have to agree with you as well, and I have to admit, whenever I see Keizu play, he's always playing these sort of split push heroes like Tremble or Warbeast, or even Wildstar. I've seen him play a couple of games and then a couple of scrims as well. And I think he plays it so damn well as well, because he knows exactly what team fights to be in, and then at the same time he knows exactly what team fights not to be in as well, and start pressuring other sides of the map. And for teams that don't really know how to counter it, he is a real pain in the arse, honestly. And the last game we saw, he was playing that Warbeast, and I think it was Nullstone game, but they completely split apart, and they just had no idea really how to deal with it. In the end, obviously, Sync just toppled them over. And I think there might be a similar sort of strategy here with Tremble as well, because he can be involved in ganks if he wants to, obviously with the Terraform, and at the same time, he has great splitting potential with the Hive Mind and the Impalers as well, Breaky. So expect Reason really needs to be on top in terms of shutting down Keizu if they want to have a good time this game.
Yeah. So that's going to be something that they have to really pay attention to. And again, talk about Tremble, not only just coming back onto the same course for this cycle, as we mentioned, coming back in tournament rules, but Keizu is one of the original players, if not the original player, to kind of play that when it first came out of the scene. So, he has the history with it, and it's safe to say pretty comfortable with that hero. So 30 seconds remaining now of extra time for Reason Gaming over here, thinking about this 4th pick, and they're going to go with the Luna as far as that's concerned. So they got another one of their 2 support options at least. So, you got their makeup already. Puppet Master could be a support Puppet Master. I'm not going to put that out of the question, but
that's true.
At the same time, it's not your usual go-to. Although, Kaoli, a.k.a. TP, is priceless. I'm pretty sure that we've confirmed that.
Chowli, isn't it?
Chowli. Chowli, whatever.
Chowli.
I guess Chowli makes more sense. But anyways, we have seen him run a support Puppet Master before. I definitely recall that.
True.
So
Yeah, no, I think they're going to run Magnus as secondary support for Nier, though, because whenever I see Nier, he either plays secondary support Behemoth or Magnus, kind of those initiators, but they play him as sort of second support, try and get that early portal key on him and then go from there kind of thing. So I think actually this is going to be the last pick as a mid. I could be completely wrong and they pick up like a secondary support, or they could, like you said, run secondary support Puppet Master, which wouldn't be too bad, but I think in this game they're going to prioritise the carry Puppet Master to sort of deal with the Doctor Repulsor, similar in the last game where we saw Mint playing against Tree, and there's the Suicide, or Mid, depending how you want to view Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And maybe they might run the Suicide Swiftblade actually. I don't know. I have to sort of see. But it seems like they picked up Rhapsody as the or the fourth pick and second support, so no junglers for them.
Yeah, it seems like they've been actually doing this a little bit lately, and kind of as we're talking about Tree kind of getting more comfortable, or trying at least the idea of the jungler that again just failed earlier today in a sense. Ultimately win the series though, which is important. But Sync has been always known for running a jungler, as several teams, of course, Slap playing that quite a bit. Wow, this is the first time we've seen Arbidon this season, isn't it? Is this another hero to check off the list that we've
this
never
is Black
seen?
Fade.
Wow.
This is Black Fade, man, back in the day. Armadon, Tremble, Andromeda. It screams Black
I like
Fade.
to call him the Derpidon.
The
More appropriate for this hero.
Yeah, except Black Fade better is back, boys. It does feel like it, honestly, though. And okay, then, I mean, Armadon actually is one of those heroes that is actually surprisingly good against Swiftblade. Obviously, the cools go through the Blade Fury, and also is tanky enough to sort of deal with any kind of burst that the Puppet Master or the Magnus can dish out. So I'm looking forward to sort of see how they're going to actually sort of play with him actually this game. And to be fair, I mean, you was thinking maybe they need a mid initiator as a last pick, but I guess they do have the Doctor Repulsor for any kind of catch potential that they might get as well. So I'm looking forward to it, Breaky.
Yeah, not only looking forward to the series as a whole, but of course, especially now with what we're dealing with here. Apologize, I forgot to save the in-game image here, so give me 1 second and make sure that is correct. We already casted that other series, so now we got Sync versus Recent Gaming, and there we go. Now it should be good to go. So a couple players reconnecting here to kick things off for what is going to be Game 1 of our best of the 3 now. Coming at you. So it's always interesting to see how Tremble especially starts off. Gets that initial mound down, of course, in the well, but where he goes from there, we've seen some interesting starts with that. Where they place that first mound, or I guess the second one.
Did like the very, very aggressive mound when he put it in the enemy short lane and then sort of try to gank with Boris and things like that, which was quite interesting. We'll have to see where he goes. I wonder how they're going to lane this Armadon, though. They're going to maybe run like an aggressive tri-lane with Armadon, Rhapsody, and Andromeda, and then leave maybe the Tremble and Doctor Repulsor as solos. I mean, they have two great solos with Doctor Repulsor and Tremble, so maybe that's something that they might look to do. And at the same time, they can maybe try and capitalise on the potentially weak kind of burst from Reason. Like, they have Magnus and Aluna as good supports, but Puppet Master doesn't offer too much in terms of tri-lane damage until he gets, obviously, those kind of items picked up. But it looks like Reason might even go for a tri-lane of themselves, actually. They've sort of grouped up here in the top lane, and maybe just try and maybe get some wards off. We'll have to see.
Yeah, again, with the heroes that are up here, you would think it's not going to be a trial end, to be fair, but it's Luna's making her way up here now, and you never know, as sure enough, Sync down here at the bottom, and there goes Tremble. There's his second mound he puts out, and going to go back to base because that's what he can do, and he's going to head top lane, it looks like. So, yeah, giving him the capability of porting bottom if need be to assist, or even the pet of his, the aka Boris, can be spawned and assist for a kill at the bottom lane. So, again, Tremble is newer back in the competitive scene because, like I said, he just came back in tournament rules for the cycle here. But these players should be pretty aware and heads up that, okay, there's a good chance he probably has a mound down here at the bottom lane. Because that's just, what Tremble players will do. So just paying attention to that, making sure you're not going over the top or over-committing, knowing that could be a possibility.
Yeah. I think because, I mean, first of all, Reason aren't actually running a defensive tri-lane, they're running an aggressive tri-lane, which could be the reason why they're doing it, actually, because they might expect Tremble be in the short lane and they're going to try and shut him down as much as possible. But going back to, for example, if there was a tri-lane down here from Reason, that kind of perhaps aggression from Tremble could be the difference between giving them the advantage in that tri-lane, particularly when BMG were around. They had maybe the Thunderbringer or the Bombardier for that extra little bit of impact in the tri-lane. That Tremble can also have the similar impact, but in this case obviously it's not going to be the same, or won't be able to be used, because obviously they're running a tri-lane against Tremble himself. So and I think this actually might benefit Reason, although the bottom lane, they're diving actually the Pharaoh and they're going to get killed.
Yeah, Slap gets credit for it. I mean, these quills, man, they add up. With the initial spam of it, you got Andromeda with the initial lockdown of the Commissar. Again, she got a buff in that sense too. The mana cost of it reduced. You got Cicadas on top of that. It was Pharaoh was just simply pushed up a little too far, and I say a little very lightly because, again, he was very close to his tower, so basically where he is now, but he was just still pushed up a little too far. The stack started to add up with the quills, and then before you know it, too much damage happened. Now top lane, Tremble, they're trying to get a counter kill onto him, but he plays it a lot more safe than Pharaoh was, and as a result, he's going to be fine here in the end. So But, yeah, Armadon already doing some good work early on. I mean, obviously, he had a great supporting cast there to help, but showing off his potential somewhat. Man and battery is safe to say is something Pharaoh might want to look to get here sooner than later. At least the power supply, or at least the man and battery, eventually a power supply, of course. Pick up and swift play goes down. Interesting. Yeah, roaming's lapped. He assisted, or he got the kill bottom. He's like, I'm gonna get a kill middle now. He does that, and now he's even heading top. So we'll see if he makes something happen there. But the roaming Rhapsody apparently working pretty well here.
Definitely, actually, top lane, Kaiser is taking a lot of pressure from the Magmus and the Luna, actually. Now, I like what Kaiser's done here as well. He's put a Terra Mound by the Tier 1 tower. The reason being is because with the Terra Mound being right next to his Tier 1 tower, he won't be able to be dived because obviously he's going to be invisible under the tower. And if he puts a Terra Mound outside of the Tier 1 tower as well, you know, Reason are just going to destroy him. So really nice placements of the Terra Mound there from Kaiser, just clearly showing that, you know, he knows how to play his hero.
Yeah. Now, to point out as well, guys, as Quincy has kind of put it on in chat too, but it's actually bottom lane. Get to that in just a second. Pharaoh again taking some good pressure now. He gets the mummy walls up this time, and it does make Armadon be like, yeah, I'm not going to go. Of course, Armadon is out of mana as well now as a result of that too, so not much more they could have done in chase. But in the gold division, usually, you know, we don't hype it up too much, but this time around, it's getting later on in the season. BMG versus Night Raid is happening in the gold division right now in the losers bracket semifinals. That is being covered by twitch.tv/scumbag network. Skyzers and crew casting over there, so check that out if you like. It's some dual streams going on, but interesting here in that matchup in the gold division. That's the one you can hear in diamond division and not be surprised to see at all. But only one of those two teams has even a chance to advance back to diamond, let alone not guaranteed either. So that's crazy. One of them is going to be knocked out and will be gold once again.
Particularly for points are very, very important now. You need to be in the diamond to get as maximum amount of points as well. So that's a very, very important.
So I think it's more crucial for Night Raid with that set. BMG, you know, they're in a pretty secure spot of at least getting a higher seed with where they're at. But yeah, I would have to look at it again, but I think Night Raid really needs that to make sure to even qualify for the playoffs at this rate. So we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out, and keep an eye on it again, being covered by Scumbag Network over here. But back to our game now. Keeping an eye on progression here, how things are looking along. Dr. Repulsor is the top farm of the game right now, 344 gold per minute going against the Swiftblade here. Of course, got that assisted kill from Zlapt early on. That definitely is helping with that. Rotation, though, Aluna has made her way bottom, so it's now a 2 versus 2 lane. And, Aluna's in trouble. There's a stun onto her. They're going to go for a counter kill onto Andromeda. Both supports may end up dropping right here. He's going to get it first. They go down at the same time. Mickey actually got credit for the kill first on Aluna, technically according to the text, but that was pretty crazy how it happened basically identical. Is he going for another spin? Oh, he's diving. Oh, yeah, the nice mummy walls, though. Here comes Dr. Pulsar. Hastrun, not going to be worth it.
Oh,
is
no,
it?
that
oh,
TP was cancelled.
Yeah.
The TP was cancelled. Oh, no.
Whoever that was. I don't know who it was, but they thought they were falling back. I mean, it's understandable why they canceled it, but that was just a good heads-up play by Sync then.
Yeah, definitely.
To notify that.
But still, wow.
That's another kill. On to Pharaoh there at the bottom lane as a result of that. So Zane not having the friendliest start here in the end. Puppet Master is, though, the double pause. Love when that happens. Only one person paused, damn it. Can they not pause again? Or is it good now? Okay, yeah. There we go.
It happens all the time. Like they pause it and then like, they both click at the same time. So one pauses it and one unpauses it instantly. It's pretty ridiculous. But I mean, to be fair, Reason aren't doing too bad though, because they've got decent farm on Imberboy top lane, and at the same time they are shutting down Keizu. And particularly on that one game where Drunken Master had a terrible time in lane, Tremble is a sort of similar situation as well. He needs to really get that good farm to kind of be useful. Obviously, he does have his Boris that is not dependent on any kind of items, but still, I think Tremble needs a good amount of farm to really be impactful in this game. Obviously, he can have an impact in terms of maybe trying to gank as well, for example, but still, the fact remains that they need to have Tremble useful in this game, because I don't think Dr. Pulse and Armand is going to be able to do all the heavy lifting against Pubmaster and Swiftblade. So.
You have Puppet Master again, especially with Imberboy, and his start here looking pretty strong once again, 365 gold per minute now. It is in the aggressive lane, though, at the top, so as the game obviously continues on, you'd figure that's going to get more and more dangerous for him to be here, so eventually see some kind of rotation, especially with Pharaoh, who has the capability to switch elsewhere, and also is level 5. So again, the 2 deaths hurt, but he is level 5, soon to be level 6 here, I'm sure. And that's actually, again, pretty important, as we're even stressing. What was that, even a couple of games ago, I believe. Second. Anyways, the point of a very active suicide hero such as Pharaoh is beneficial compared to something like a drunken master. Who's not
exactly.
impactful. So, bottom rune going to be controlled by Doctor here. That's going to be a refreshment. Top one is Illusion, so not the biggest deal in the world. As Swiftblade is going to go pick it up, though. And recharge his bottle. There's a triple stack jungle over here on the Hellborn jungle near the lane, of course. So, see if
I think
that.
We're going to start seeing Tremble start leveling up the Dark Swarm just to start taking out these triple stack Ancients. And it gives, obviously, Rhapsody a way back into the game as well. Because, like, if you don't take stacks when you run dual support, the supports will be completely under-leveled. The reason why junglers are so impactful is because they have the ability to farm the jungle. So, with these supports or with these stacks, it gives them way back in the game for Golden XP.
See, Rhapsody gonna stack up or not stack, I guess, just doing the pole camp right here. But they're gonna aggressively push the tower, so kind of an awkward time to do that. It's almost as if they just wanted them to push the tower in or something, but yeah, I gotta think that wasn't necessarily planned for them to be aggressively pushing the top lane and also pulling a single creep wave right there, but that he does, and it's gonna be a lost tower. It's a matter, will he be able to deny it? It's the question. He's got Boris here. It's going to be close. If Vulnerability comes out, DP's coming in, so maybe this was the plan all along. Can they make a counterplay here? Oh, the tower goes down in favor of him, but boy, well played. Aluna runs back in, throws out a stun. The Puppet Show onto Tremble. Need to be careful, though. Although Swiftblade is nearby, so actually Reason Gaming, they want to take this fine. Nice line stuff from Magnus, and now Tremble's in a lot of trouble right here. Spin on top. He goes down. They're going to go for the counter on Magnus. They will be successful, but at what cost here? Andromeda trying to run away. Only level 5. No, they're not going to chase. Yeah, the pathing causing issues here for Reason Gaming, actually.
They have to know he doesn't have a TP.
Yeah. And she just used the roar there, too. Yeah,
yeah, he's dead.
Oh, yeah, now they see. So there's a Swift Slash, like, I just want to take care of business. And that he does. So, big picture, Reason Gaming comes on top there, especially with the tower kill.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade plus tower kill, very, very useful. And again, to keep shutting down the Keizu. Now he's only 150 GPM, and I mean, Tremble is one of those heroes that doesn't have the greatest comeback mechanic. He can obviously gank and can sort of farm with the Dark Swarm, a couple of these triple stack Ancients, but still doesn't really have like the Rune Cleaver kind of effect. So, yeah, it's good that they're shutting him down. One fact of the matter is, though, is that Armadon is getting quite fat. Talking of Armadon, though, he might be getting in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to be gone on up here or down here at the bottom lane even. He was going for a kill himself, but this is going to backfire. Most likely has that back turn again on Armadon. He takes that reduced damage with that Armadillo of his. Armadillo? I always say Armadillo. Anyways, it's level 3, doing some good mitigation, but not enough, of course, in the end to stay alive. Choosing to go no levels in Snotstorm, by the way. That's one of those abilities, you could get 1 point in it just simply for the 1 point wonder of it, but choosing not to here.
Yeah, he doesn't have the greatest mana, really. I think that's the biggest issue for Mickey. That's why he hasn't leveled it, really. Although he does have a bottle, he doesn't have like Blood Chalice, for example, so he can't spam out the Snots and the Spine Bursts. So choosing not to level it just yet.
Casey's getting some free farm at the top lane in the meantime. Gladly take any bit he can get here. Finishes Steam Boots, actually. Again, only farming about 175 gold per minute, though. Bottom lane, Reason Gaming. Oh, never mind. I thought they might have been looking to make a push, but actually already being thwarted off. Assassin Shroud already finished on Imba Boy, though. Jeez, yeah, 432 gold per minute. That'll do it. And about 9.5 minutes in right here. So he's going to have that sooner than later. Where is the courier, actually? Okay, it's in the middle lane. So it wasn't back at base, unfortunately. So it's going to be a little bit longer than he would like, but still, he'll be getting it here. Wrath of the Pharaoh is going to go as well. Magma's going to be stunned, and will we see that Wrath of the Pharaoh? Not just yet. Power Throw coming through. Puppet Master locking him down right now. There's the Pharaoh nuke to finish it off, but now Magma's in trouble. Quill's going to be spammed once again, and down goes Magma's. The hold, though, on to Dr. Pulsar in the background. Swiftblade spinning on top of Rhapsody. Gets the kill. The Swift Slash is great placement right there, and now Armadon's dropping 2. He's got the Quill spamming once again, doing some good damage right here, and actually return, but no, they almost going to hit Tremble. It crit Tremble right there, and now Swiftblade's in a lot of trouble himself. He goes back in, but the kite factor.
Man.
Oh, that sucks for Swiftblade. He thought he had the auto attack on Armadon, but unfortunately he had Tremble. And Armadon stays alive, and those quills, man, they add up once again with those charges. Tremble getting their health big time.
And he's so tanky as well, these early levels. They don't have any real way of trying to shut him down until the Swiftblade in this Puppet Master gets incredibly farmed, but they're really far away from that. So they don't have the greatest space. Like 1200 HP, like they don't have nearly enough magic damage, and they're just not fast enough to really deal with that. Just good TP come out from Flensmeister though as well. He TP down there instantly. Something that I always see Sync do whenever there's a small engagement. Every single member of Sync is there if they have to be. So just great team play altogether, and Reason just got a little bit unlucky in that respect, I guess.
Yeah. Well, middle lane, Swiftblade, okay, that's going to be fine. Spinning out, at least initially, may not be fine in the long run, gets pulled back in, staccato stuns, he does not have Swift Slashes. And of course he just uses spin, Andromeda comes in, swaps at the last second just in case to secure the kill right there with the Commissar on top, so Swiftblade goes down, and that's back-to-back deaths on him now, so Embry's momentum kind of stalled somewhat. At the bottom lane, you see these mounds here. As a team, they're going to go over and quickly destroy those off, so they get those down. Now there is another one in the jungle, so you shouldn't be thinking that they're good to go and don't need to worry about him just yet. But in the meantime, Treble's actually farming that triple stack jungle that I was talking about earlier. This is attempting to. He's getting a little low right here, but in the end, he ultimately should clear it out and be fine with that. But Puppet Master still doesn't have that Shroud. Okay, then I guess he just got the pattern initially. That makes sense. So he still needs the broadsword here. Just figured that that would have been full, but no, he's going to finish off these creeps here, and he will have it now. So it's not going to be a 9.5 minute shroud. It's going to be more about a 12.5 minute shroud here. But there's the Helm of the Black Legion and plated creeps on Harmadon. So yeah, he's not only pretty damn tanky, but the bottle also helps it so he can constantly spam those quills even that much more. And that's where he's dangerous. If he gets those stacks added up once again, they could just ultimately blow. Your team will just start melting in an AoE presence before you know it.
Yeah.
And it'll kind of catch you off guard sometimes. So got to be careful with that and how you're attacking him. Not from his back, to be precise. That's why Puppet Shell's also pretty good against him, holding him in place and making it so he has to face the one direction.
Yeah, that's actually
wary.
Decent.
How does Voodoo Puppet work with him, actually?
What do you mean?
Well, so if you put Voodoo Puppet on him, is it just whichever direction then you're facing, that he's facing, or would the Voodoo Puppet just always never proc the passive?
No, it depends.
I
think it depends on where the puppet is in the face of Armadon, kind of thing. So if the Puppet Master is in front of Armadon and he turns back, it's going to be the same sort of impact.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's not
makes sense. Good old Derpidon. Tremble has found some pretty good farm at the top lane, and that's showing here. It has a Thunderclaw now, 330 gold per minute. Jeez, this is a hero that was locked down from the beginning. Not so much anymore.
Yeah, and this is where I think we're going to start to see K2 start pressuring the other towers as well. So there's like 2 or 3 ways that Reason have to sort of deal with Sync as a whole. First of all, they got to think about how they're going to start shutting down this Armadon and how they're going to deal with him altogether. Plus, then they got to think about the Flensmeister in terms of him just getting really, really fat. And then they've got K2 sort of split pushing off the map as well. And all these things for Reason is just hard to really deal with, because at the same time they want to start farming themselves. So if they have to play that reaction or reactionary Hon, then they won't be doing or following their own sort of strategy, which can be a big issue at times. So yeah, I mean, they do have decent ways of dealing with the split push, though. They've got Shroud now on Puppet Master and Pharaoh, as well as Magnus when he gets a portal key. So they have ways of killing Keizu. It's just not only do they kill him, it's like, what else do they trade in return?
Yeah. I got Armadon right here. He's stealing some creeps on the Legion side with the assistance of Boris here in the process. And he's also level 11, so again has a level 2 Restless now as well, and that means his own charge is going to be stacking up bigger and better. Becoming more of a hard hitter and moving that much quicker as a result too. Gravelock had just finished on Dr. Repulsor, or I guess he just got another Amulet of the Exile. Oh no, the Ring of Sorcery, that makes sense. So has that now being delivered, and an eventual icon, I'm sure. Flensmeister very comfortable, does this frequently on this hero. Safe to say. Swift play middle lane. He's got some teammates nearby, but
Puppet?
is Doctor going to fall for it? There's a Wrath of the Pharaoh jump. Puppet Show comes out. Voodoo Puppet on top. That should be a Doctor. Wow. Leaving the Swift Slashes, but now they might be in a little bit of trouble. As the Mummy Wall's causing some issues, though. Pharaoh going to be locked down by Boris. Magnus does it with barely any life. That was risky. And actually, he might die. No. Okay. Boris wanted that kill, damn it. He didn't get it, though. So they used a bit, but they do get the kill, and they get out with no casualties in the end.
They do lose the tier 1 tower bottom though as a trade, which is the one issue. And I think that's the reason why Armadon TP, because I think if Armadon TP they would have killed the Pharaoh, if not the Magnus as well, but just sort of decided to take their tier 1 tower instead, just continually trying to constrict any sort of place to farm for Reason, because now they take down the tier 1 tower, they have complete access to this jungle now, and Reason don't really have ways of really taking or boxing them out, honestly, because Swiftblade ulti is now down, so is Pharaoh ulti, as well as Voodoo Puppet. So for the next minute and a half, Sync can just sit in here and farm the jungle, and just force Reason to have minimal farm for the next couple of minutes.
Yeah. See rockets being used to scout things out as usual with the Pharaoh here. Dr. Repulsor is finishing off the last of his jungle camp at the top lane. Magnus, he is working towards the portal key. 1230 gold saved up. Doing what he can up here for the time being as Armadon and Andromeda, though. Yeah, the synergy right here is pretty powerful. The level 4, or I guess it's not level 4 Aurora yet, but it's soon to be level 4 Aurora, is increasing Armadon's AoE damage that much more because of all the minus armor that it spreads around. What is it at level 4? It's minus 5? Yeah, minus 5 here. There's also minus base damage. That's something I always forget about that ability, too. But,
it's like so still ulti.
Yeah, one of the small things there. But Magnus top lane, he's in a little bit of trouble. I mean, he's sitting in the steam bath now. They know that he doesn't have a portal key or anything like that. Obviously, they're doing some damage on top. No, he's stunned into Tremble. Okay, they're going to try to get a kill. That's why. He goes to steam bath again. But Sync is smart enough not to get around Wrath of the Pharaoh. He was going for a random snipe. Unsuccessful, though. A whole 5 were up here, so yeah, they were trying to make it happen. But well played by Sync, having the heads up to not commit to a kill.
But that was a 5-man rotation, though, like without getting any kills, and in the meantime, Sync just continue on farming. And this is the issue: is that Sync they're out farming them completely. They got people farming the enemy jungle, they got people farming their own jungle, as well as they're taking ancients and middle lane farm. Then Reason rotate over 5 to try and go for a hero kill, and then it's unsuccessful. And they're just going to get further and further behind in terms of kills. Like if you look on Reason's farm, it's really only Swiftblade and Puppet Master that are getting any kind of farm. And I mean, the longer this goes on, the kind of worse it's going to get for the supports of like Pharaoh, Magnus, and Luna. And unless they get these kills, there's nowhere else they can really get their farm from, because obviously all the farm is being soaked up from Sync. So it's hard, honestly. But they need to make sure that they execute these ganks and they start working.
Yeah, that's interesting right there. Sync's the only team to win with Luna as a 2-0. Apparently, she's been played 8 times total. So. Yeah, Reason Gaming trying to change that here with Luna on their side. But yeah, look at this Armadon once again. So, like I said, this is an item that's really just perfect item. Not only does it help make him a little more tankier, which is always good for a hero like Armadon, but it also increases his AoE damage that much more. Once again, with all the minus armor kicking in. So this Legion team, I'm going to go across the board here, see what armor we're dealing with. 15 on Swiftblade. He's going to be the highest probably. You got 9, you got 4 on Magnus, 11 on Puppet Master, and 4 on Luna. So you factor in the Soul's Bulwark alone, that's going to put several of them to 0 basically, and then you got the Aurora on top of that. It's going to put everyone in the very low single digits here, if not negative on the Legion side. So they're going to be very vulnerable, and that's, the idea of getting a Soul's Bulwark yourself wouldn't be out of the question, of course, on the Legion side, or getting it ASAP more so.
Yeah, but the only issue is who would really get it. Yeah. Like, if you get it on, maybe Pharaoh's the only person that you could maybe say, but if he goes Source Bulwark, then he's really going to have no impact in the game. He kind of needs to get his Blade Mail, and at the same time, he kind of wants to get his Puzzle Box as well, because without those items, Pharaoh doesn't really offer too much outside of just Wrath of the Pharaoh, honestly. And so it's kind of a big deviation from his standard build if he does go Source Bulwark. I mean, don't get me wrong, they need it, but it's just awkward that if he does get it, it's going to be slowing his other core items down.
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned the barbed armor, though. That is one of these items that's pretty powerful against a hero like Armadon in that sense of uncontrollable, just AoE damage. That's why it's, like a Draconis, considered pretty good against him. But is that going to be enough to ultimately hold him off is the question, specifically that Armadon. But for the time being, Puppet Master, farming away in the middle lane now. He's going more than typical. Again, the Sastrat into Whispering Helm here. Portal Key just picked up recently on Magnus. He's sitting middle lane, looking for that opportunity. But again, Sync, it just seems like they know when to restrain here. They are going to be gone on though, but Protected Melody saves the day. Dr. Pulsar immune to all that damage from the eruption in the background. Magnus in a lot of trouble. He's going to end up falling most likely as he does. Armadon spin on top, but that's going to be minimal damage. And Swiftblade realizes that he has some slashes. He goes for the TP. He's going to get Kama stun though. No chance for him. Not the best place to fight for Reason. And, well, the results show a 2-for, well, I guess a 2-for-1, as Fun did buy back, and now he's back in to set up a counter kill onto Zane here, making it 3-for-1. So, again, sure a buyback, but a very well worth buyback. And now here comes the middle push.
Yeah, and, man, Flint's my style. I always see him on this Dr. Repulsor, and, like, just the ability to catch people is insane. Like, I mean, the team fight was obviously one from Sync, but then they get another kill just because of the Dr. Repulsor. Like, no other hero would be able to do that, and it's just working so well for them. Like, if Reason try and commit to a team fight, then they're most likely going to lose it because of their stacking spine burst from an Armored, and if they try and run away, you got Dr. Repulsor there, just sort of try and mop them up. And Reason, I mean, clearly I think the biggest issue though is that they're getting out-farmed completely. When you're like 6,000 or 7,000 gold behind, when you take these team fights, you're just simply not going to win them, regardless of what kind of hero composition you have. And if you look over to the levels now as well, Tremble level 14, Armored level 14, and you got like 12s and like even level 6s here on Reason. It's just, it's looking quite suffer for Reason Gaming.
Ooh, jeez, Porto Keon's lapped right there. So he was able to get pretty good positioning last fight already, you know, without a mobile item such as the Porta Key, but now you throw that on top, he's going to play very safe and use it to go in and when necessary and to save the day once again. So Reason Gaming really has their work cut out for them most certainly. I mean, again, on paper, you look at the lineups and you look at this Legion team, they have very strong later game potential, but as we always go back to, it definitely is how you get there in the first place and how that develops into it. So. And we are only 22 minutes in as well, to be fair. So, yeah, Swiftblade, he still has a lot of work to do. Puppet Master has got a nice core going, but needs his next tier. And it looks like he actually is going more the offensive route once again of now an Arcana picked up. So at this point, you know, you could see something like a Shrunken Head, but it makes sense. Against the Cellborn team, yeah, there's a lot of physical presence. Shrunken Head is that really going to do you the most here, so wants to get a little bit more aggressive. Top lane, KZ able to get it killed.
He got it with Boris.
Yeah, that Boris, man. That damn pet's so annoying. It's coming right back in.
But, I mean, if you look at Sync, though, as well, like, Armadan's just having his way in this jungle, and while Kazu's having his way in his own jungle as well. And I think Reason, honestly, this comes down to, honestly, vision. Like, they got vision here in the middle lane and one vision or water in the top lane, but they've got no vision to actually see in their own jungle, or at least entrances coming into their jungle. So, as a result, Sync, they're in no real danger at all from any Reason rotations, because they've got good wards themselves as well to sort of spot out any rotation from Reason, and they feel a little bit cornered and a little bit. It feels like they don't know what they need to do. A little bit uncoordinated. For example, you got Magnus pushing in the top lane, but the rest of Reason are sort of farming in the same places, and it's just not efficient.
Yeah. Oh, Magnus again. He's trying to do something up here at the top lane. That was close. He was almost not able to get the Porta Key off. I thought Tremble was actually going to be in range, but he was just out of range apparently, so he was able to skirt on out of there with that Porta Key use. Gonna work towards a tablet now, but still a ways to go for this. So Tremble at the top lane, but the rest of his team in that Conqueror pit, and that's going to mean a dead Conqueror, and I got to assume this is going to be on a Dr. Repulsor here. Seemed kind of silly to put on the Armadon. As he drops an inventory slot here, so going to be picking that up. And Armadon sitting now with the Demonic Breastplate here, has a Mystic Vestments even thrown on there, so again, just continuing not only just very tanky, but a lot of physical presence he can still put out. Top lane, Tremble does go down actually, so sure they give up a Conqueror kill, but hey, at least they get something out of it with a hero kill. Onto Kazu there at the top side, who's by the way now level 16. Oh jeez, even with that kill, he's still dominating apparently, just come back really strong in this game. Like I said, that hero in the right hands knows what they're doing with it. It's a very difficult hero to not only stop, but just ultimately prevent from doing much in the game. And clearly another case of that here. Kind of like a Wild Soul, really. It's that idea. It's like, sure, you can lock him down early on, but eventually seems like he can get there, and especially when it's got that mock in his case, and starts to get crazy. So it's almost like you're on a timer, in a sense. But
yeah. Put simply, and also, like, the problem with Tremble as well is that, or the way how Sync play, is that if you do commit to killing Kazu, then you're going to need at least 2 or 3 heroes, and if you do that, then they're going to make trades elsewhere on the map, like they did right there. They lose Tremble, yet they still get a tier 2 tower as a result, and even though Kazu died, they still increased their gold lead by about 2,000 because of that trade, so it's just worthwhile trades here from Sync.
Yeah. Brutalizer just picked up by Tremble as well, so He's going back to the top lane. Magnus is up here. So is Puppet Master, actually. If they roam through the jungle, there is an Armadon, but again, he's not the friendliest hero to be jumping here, so it's a decision that we'll have to wait and see what Reason does. Boy is spending a lot of time just sitting up here, looking for an opportunity rather than just continuing to get some farm. And that can definitely hurt you as well. Wow. Yeah, if Kaiser or Mickey have a good time, aka 450 plus GPM, that's not usually successful. And that's just one or the other. That's not both. That's just one or the other. That's pretty crazy, actually. Again, the impact that one player can specifically have. But that's the case here, and both of them, again, are above that mark, as he pointed out, so Reason would be doing the unthinkable here.
Oh, Magnus.
To come back with the victory, and this is not going to help things. Is he out of range? Yeah, he's out of range of this quill, so he is fine, at least for now.
Oh, Doctor middle lane.
More time here. Dr. Repulsor is caught in the middle lane. He has the token, so he's going to come right back up. Now, they do not have anything else to lock him down further, so yeah, they're just going to give it up. But they do get the token to use. And you see at the top lane, Sync was busy trying to chase down, I believe, the Magnus still, but he had ported out, actually, so a little bit of a miscue from Sync right there.
Yeah, I think Dr. Repulsor just sort of jumped in because I think Token was sort of falling out and then didn't realise that Puppet Master came in with Assassin's Shroud, so not the biggest of deals, actually. But like you said, yeah, Tremble's picked up the Brutalizer, actually, and something we mentioned a little bit before. It just is so good with obviously the synergy from Impalers as well, because it has the ability to obviously proc twice for the second attack with the Impalers. That's your bottom lane.
Feral's caught, and Feral's dead. That's just that quick kill potential coming out right there. Doctor comes in to help secure and play his style. Again, they do get a middle tower kill at least, and small trades like that, you know, definitely could be beneficial for recent gaming. Boots. Did he get boots yet? Oh, wow, he doesn't have boots. Is he really? He has not had boots this whole game? He just got them, that's what he's saying. Okay.
He needs the hatchet as well, man.
Yeah, that's...
Where's the pick-up of hatchet or Souffle's hatchet? That's what he needs.
That is his style. So he has that now, but this is going to be another out-of-tower killed. There's only the top one now remaining after this one. Boy, oh boy, they were cut out for them once again. A lot more gold being pulled up across the board here on the Hellborn side again. Even Flesmonster hasn't had the most impactful Doctor game that he's ever had. He plays this hero quite frequently. This is definitely down there on the list, or the games that he's been successful with it. But with that said, it's not really the biggest deal, because it's got two other players and heroes in this case, in Keizu on that Tremble and Mickey on the Armadon, that are doing just fine for the team as a whole. And even he himself is now at 387 gold per minute, with a couple of icon charges here. So also like seeing the supporting cast in this Hellborn side, especially. Talking about just getting boots on a Luna. You have multiple items here. As Andromeda does get caught, though. That's an awkward spot to be in. She can't really swap effectively, and yeah, Power Throw comes out and get the kill. The team was coming over to maybe get a swap out, but no, couldn't get there in time. Well, that's another pick for Reason.
Yeah, I mean, and if they want to get back into this game, that's the kind of picks they need. They have the ability to do that as well, though. They've got Pharaoh, they've got Puppet Master with Assassin's Shroud, and they've got Magnus Portal Key. I think for the ganks they need to do that, they have to make sure that these ganks are away from any sort of tower point. The reason being is because if they go on to, for example, Tremble in the top lane, you will see an instant rotation from everyone from Zinc, TP, and in, and that's a team fight that Reason simply can't take. They need to find ganks where Sync members are a little bit overextending. For example, in that case with Insania as well. There's nothing that Sync can really rotate over to sort of try and help him, so it's going to be a free kill. You see Magnus trying to actually sort of split push up here as well to try and delay these sort of pushes, but two PBs coming in actually. He might be in trouble.
Yeah, I was going to say,
in as well. Doctor.
He's in a lot of trouble now. That was a very risky play by Nier right there, and it does backfire. I mean, Sync is just so good too at reacting to stuff like that. They're arguably the best team out there right now. You know, this is a big big credit to their success, even as far as just being very aware and reacting just like that. As soon as they see somebody, trying to maybe do, as you said, put the split push, kind of get a little aggressive there. They poured in and set up the kill, as we saw, with the dust ready to go on top of it all.
Yeah,
was the important fact there. So
I know exactly what they need to do to get the kill. Puppetmaster did come up top though, just couldn't find the kill. I think he was scared that Rhapsody was behind him as well. And this is something that I see Sync do in general as well. They sometimes like to run like maybe a secondary support that has defensive capabilities. Sometimes it's the Behemoth, but in this case it's the Rhapsody. They'll allow KZ to sort of split push while having the support behind him. So if they do go on KZ, you've got Rhapsody to back him up to sort of protect him. And normally if they're going to kill him, they need 3 or 4 players to back him up, and it's just not going to be an efficient gank. And it's just one of those things that you don't really see until it happens, but you just see Slap sitting behind him, because what else is he going to do? And it allows KZ to farm a little bit more aggressive, get extra GPM, for example, all because of what Slap does. So it's a nice little thing to mention now. He's got Portal Key and he's working towards Tablet as well now, so he's pretty farmed even for a secondary support.
Yeah, it's safe to say that's that's what he does. That's what he does here. Slap no different as far as what we're used to seeing, and other than he usually plays the jungle hero, but even as secondary support, again, doing just fine. And yeah, Rhapsody is not your everyday secondary support hero. With that said, especially having the Rhapsody and Andromeda on the same team, but doing just fine with it here. And any support you can get the items like she has on her, you're doing just dandy. And there's that tablet finished officially, as you were mentioning there. Tablet's still trying to be finished on Magnus, as he currently is actually back at base, so still needs enough money for the pattern here before he'll be able to pick that up. Puppet Master, another 2,600 gold now, has the Hellflower finished. Perhaps, again, though, where do you go from here? Like I said, Shrunken Head is sure good, but is that your best option this game? Or instead do you think like a Frostfield plate or something?
I mean, that's the problem though. If he picks up Shrunken Head, then he's still going to get wrecked by the Tremble and the Armadon. But if he doesn't pick up Shrunken Head, he's going to be in so much danger in terms of the lockdown that Sync provide. They've got Rhapsody, Andromeda, and Dr. Repulsor. Actually, talking of Puppetmaster, he might be in trouble. They've got Dust as well.
A lot of trouble. The Dust is used, the activation. He's going to be dropping a Half-Life right off the bat. Meanwhile, his supporting cast of Luna got picked up quickly, and he ends up falling. So again, another case, Sync is just ready for any kind of aggressive play you try to make here, it feels like. And Recent Gaming, yet another death on their part. And now Sync is going to probably look to go for a group and push somewhere. I mean, Congress should be coming up here in the near future. Think about it, so maybe they'll look for that at the very least. They're also going to the Ancients, and Swiftblade is there. He's going to try to run away now. He just used his spin as well. He has Swift Slashes, but it just doesn't matter. Way too much lockdown there, and another just being picked off one by one, it feels like. Is Recent Gaming. Assassin Shot, it's a great item to have, and you want to get it on Puppet Master, sure, but Sync is making a very good point to get this Dust and have it ready to use every time they jump into heroes like Magnus and Puppet Master here, so that's what's helping to cause these issues. Smart play overall. Harmon has a freaking axe in the Malphite, too. Yeah. And there's the beam. Just throw that in there for good measure.
And they can't go on the Behemoth on the Armadon either. That's why they got to go around the back lines.
They do. Great initiation right there. Actually, about to take the belly save today. Swap in onto Treble as he swaps himself out as well. He's still somehow alive. And down goes Farrell. Great plays all around it as a team. And GG, well played. Game 1 going to Sync Esports. Well, what a finish for them. I mean, Recent Gaming, again, a solid start to the game. Puppet Master was actually looking strong, but the Armadon earlier on, it was that bottom fight, man, where Swiftblade, he accidentally hit Tremble instead of Armadon to finish him off, and then they all got cleaned up and turned around. I mean, that's what really kicked in the momentum for Sync, it feels like. But overall, obviously, just a great climb on their part. And Keizu, his recovery, too, on a hero like Tremble. It's, again, the right hands, that hero's difficult, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's perhaps banned next game by Recent Gaming here. So congratulations, Sync Esports, taking the first game here in this best of the 3 of the winner bracket finals. And the final takes here on the first game, Mini.
Not much, but I think honestly they need to ban out that Dr. Repulsor. Don't get me wrong, the Tremble was a big factor in the game and it happened, but I always see whenever they get Dr. Repulsor, they just seem to get so many more kills and have so much more impact when they pick up the Dr. Repulsor. But at the same time, obviously, if you ban out the Dr. Repulsor, then other things will get through, and it's like, pick your poison. But I think the main reason is that Sync just simply out-farmed Reason. Reason had a decent strategy, obviously.